Stay tuned for tips and techniques from the nation's top chefs in the Chef's Kitchen.
Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen Healthy Fine Dining Series. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and we're here today with the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau, along with St. Luke's University Health Network, where we're bringing together doctors and chefs to create healthy menu options to be featured at their restaurants. And joining me in the kitchen today is Chef Ray Feist of Skytop Lodge, along with Sumayah Hargette. Welcome.
Welcome, how are you?
Great to have you guys in the kitchen today.
Great to be here. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Of course. Well, we have lots of really fun ingredients out on the table. So what are we making?
Okay, so today we're going to do something that's keto friendly and something that's zone friendly.
Cool.
Don't hold me to it. I did some research, but we're going to do a grass-fed strip steak that's marinated with a little bit of Indian spices with an arugula salad. And then we're also going to do, for a zone friendly meal, that's also going to be vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free.
Whoa.
We're going to do some zucchini noodle stir fry with some fresh veggies, and we're going to add in some meat substitute that's seasoned like sausage, along with some almonds at the end. So it should be fun.
Sounds great. It looks like we have our work cut out for us, so let's get started.
Absolutely.
Okay,
so the first thing we want to do is for the strip steak. Ideally, you probably want this guy inside here for about 2 to 4 hours. Nothing more than that because the yogurt will break it down. It's small.
Oh, okay.
The difference between grass-fed and grain-fed beef, that the grass-fed beef is going to be very lean. As you can see in this strip steak, there's not much fat going through it, but ideally you're looking for a low-fat kind of diet. So the first thing we're going to do right now is I'm going to have somebody for a volunteer.
All right,
awesome.
Step right up to the plate.
One glove inside of it, and we're gonna make our marinade for our strip steak. The first thing you're gonna do is you can hold on to the whisk, and then I'll throw the steak in at the end.
Okay.
So we have about a half a cup here of Greek non-fat yogurt.
Okay.
And that's gonna go inside. Coriander, cumin, turmeric.
Wow.
And we're gonna throw in a little bit of, this is actually California olive oil and a little bit of avocado oil inside of it. And we're gonna do some salt and pepper. And then, doctor, if you don't mind, just please whisk that together.
All right. Nice. So, Dr. Hargette, do you like to cook at home?
I do. When I find the time, I do. I cook for myself and my husband.
Nice. Yeah. I'm sure you're very busy as a doctor. Now, you're a general surgeon, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Wow.
Is that good?
That's perfect.
Okay.
If you don't like being a doctor, let me know. You can come up and hang out with us. So you're going to take that strip steak right now and just put it inside the bowl, please, and just coat it back and forth.
Okay.
So what types of foods do you like to cook at home?
I like pasta. We do a lot of salmon. It's my husband's favorite food.
And you're a Southern girl, right? You're from North Carolina.
I'm from North Carolina, so I do love my comfort food.
Of course, you have to.
You have to eat it sparingly, so if it's a little fatty.
True.
But yes, it's all very delicious. My husband's mostly pescatarian, and I am a meat eater, so it gets interesting.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Keeps things fun.
How's that?
That's perfect. That's awesome.
Okay.
So then you already have experience taking gloves off, so we're good to go.
Yeah, I bet you have
we're
a
just
lot
going
of
to chop up
experience
some
with
ginger
that.
and some garlic to add to the top of it.
I'll take
ginger.
So right here we have some fresh ginger. I always try to slice it evenly at first to give it a solid balance, and now make nice little planks. And then we could turn it over and do a nice little small dice for it.
I'm glad you're doing this. I never know what to do with ginger.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just don't know how to cut it.
It could be sometimes intimidating. The best way to peel it is with a spoon, although I did use a paring knife before. So we're not going to get this real super perfect because it's just going inside of the marinade. So we'll take that. I always use a bench scraper to scoop stuff up with. I just find that it makes it a little bit easier.
You made really quick work of that,
really
though.
Quick
really
work
nice
of that. It takes a little bit of practice. So the little garlic cloves, we're just going to take and kind of hit with our heel, keeping our knife just down a little bit at an angle so it doesn't come back at us. Again, be careful with this at home. Garlic presses do work. There's nothing wrong with those. So, and we don't have to be perfect with this garlic either. We're just taking it to mince it up. So we'll take that. We're going to add that inside there, and that's that for right now.
Perfect.
So, as our steak marinates, we're actually going to make the citrus vinaigrette for the salad. Doc, if you don't mind again, you're up again, okay?
All right.
So, this, for everyone that knows that doesn't know, is a microplane. What we're going to do is we're going to take the zest off of each of the citrus first. First thing you're going to do, take the lemon like this, just kind of run it back and forth. You're going to want all the rind on the outside of it into this bowl. And you can see we have a little bit of
bit of
the oil shooting out of it.
I love to use those for ginger, actually. If I'm like using ginger in a recipe, it gets it nice and finely minced.
You're hired too, trust me. So we'll take care of that. So we're going to use the zest and we're going to use the juice of all the citrus because we don't want to waste any.
Nice. You're doing a nice job with that lemon, girl.
Say, how we doing?
You're doing perfect. You're doing perfect.
Now you're a surgeon, so clearly you're good with your hands.
Yeah, so we have knives and common.
Yeah, don't
absolutely.
mix those up.
Sumayah Hargette. I'm a general surgeon for St. Luke's. We treat a lot of disease processes. We help the ER a lot with people like appendicitis, gallbladder disease, you name it. Certainly there are a lot of effects of surgery. There is a lot of trauma and stress related to having surgery. And so we definitely recommend that people balance rest and activity. Nutrition is really important in that process. So we want them not only eating, but eating the right things. So high energy foods, lots of protein, low fat, those kind of things to help their recovery.
Now, as a general surgeon, tell me a little bit about what you do. Like, who goes to see a general surgeon?
Sure, lots of people.
I bet.
So, as the name implies, we do a lot. Like, basically, we're taking something out or removing something or rearranging things to treat diseases. So,
do you work in the ER a lot?
I do.
Okay.
I see appendicitis, gallbladder disease.
Sure.
We take care of certain types of cancer, skin cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer. So lots of different things. We also put in catheters for dialysis, chemotherapy.
Jeez.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch
Carried
your
away.
stitches.
All right, very good.
You don't think about how many things require surgery.
There you go. And all of your kind of garden variety lumps and bumps, infections, things like that. Yep.
Wow, so you stay busy.
We do.
And I'm sure it keeps things interesting.
It does. It's a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Help
do
a
you
lot of people.
talk to your patients about diet at all?
Absolutely.
Do you?
We have actually started trying to incorporate nutrition from a lab standpoint and kind of talking to people about what kinds of things they're eating beforehand. You really need a lot of protein to heal wounds.
Interesting.
And you're going to actually need more calories after you have surgery than before.
Huh. That's
so
not
we
something
really
I would have
to,
known.
Yeah, so you really have to push
Why is
the
that?
protein because the wound itself is actually stealing some of your energy.
Okay.
So you have to kick it up a notch.
Is that what's wrong with me?
You have wounds?
A lot of injuries.
No. Injuries.
That really is fascinating, though.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. So we definitely try to get people to take a lot of, fruits, veggies, healthy proteins, low fat, things like that. All right, next.
You're doing great.
Do you want me to cut these open? Because you
Please.
said we're going to juice these, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I need one of these. I don't have one.
Oh, they're a great tool.
The little hand juicers are fantastic. I use them. They last about 4 months for me, and then I snap them in half. It's time for a new one.
Really?
I don't
You
know
just
why.
press
I
them so
think it's
hard?
just overuse. And
I don't have one.
we do-
Am I supposed to put the lemon in here?
Actually, the lemon one works best for everything. The lime ones, I don't know why it's there. But
Okay.
the lemon one's just
So
solid.
just go this
Yep,
way?
That's
Got
the
it.
all-purpose one. And the orange you kind of have to just squeeze.
Okay. And do you want me to go right in this bowl?
Yep, please. Other way.
Oh, you can tell I'm in office.
Nope.
Not doing it right at all.
You
No,
gave
you're
me
doing
some
perfect.
juice?
Just don't tell anyone. Put that side down. Sound you squirt it.
That's very
You get a very
counterintuitive,
good
but
grip.
it works so much better. Thank you.
You have 5 more tries to get it
I
right.
swear I'm a chef.
Me too. All right, that's perfect, Doc.
All right.
Thank you.
Good deal.
And we'll just kind of knock some of the zest off there.
doing
And
that
that's where a
right?
lot of the flavor is going to come
Oh,
from.
yeah.
The juice is going to provide a lot of flavor to this, but the zest is really going to pick it up another notch.
Wow, I was doing it wrong this whole time. This works so much better. And here, I'm going to give you one of those, and we'll
Okay.
squeeze together.
All right.
All right, perfect.
So all the citrus is out of the way.
Almost.
And then we are going to just smash up a little more garlic. I'm done with that too.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we're just going to put a little more garlic
15 minutes, chef.
inside the vinaigrette.
So the garlic is what kind of offsets all that citrus.
So you're going to have the citrus with the acid, then you're going to have that bite for the garlic. So we're going to throw a little bit of basil inside here and the cilantro with the stems. We're not going to be shy. There's a lot of flavor inside the stems.
Nice, sure is.
And we're not looking for like anything perfect. They don't have to be minced. They just want to be rough chopped.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
going to
Keep
go
it
into an
rustic.
arugula salad,
Yeah.
100%.
I love having lots of different herbs in salads.
Salt, pepper inside there. Now, it is going to break, and that's okay. So you could pour.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to stop.
All right.
And ideally, you want to use a whisk, but we could use a spoon because it is going to break. So
I
just
think
give
we
me
have a whisk if you
That's
want one.
Nah.
No? Okay.
one in Rome.
A little faster or keep
that's
going?
perfect.
Done?
That's done. So if you mix it together, it will stay together, but naturally, like citrus juice and oil are two things that want to break apart. There's no emulsifier inside here. The garlic would be, but it's too thick. And that's fine because when we mix it with the salad, it's going to be perfect.
Awesome.
We're going to start on our stir fry.
Okay.
Now, the first thing we're going to start with here is the garlic and the zucchini noodles. Doc, you're in charge of the spatula.
All right.
Thank you very much. So we're going to chop up some more garlic.
I love all the garlic in this dish. It's one of my favorite things to eat.
It's a good, healthy way to add flavor. We're gonna add some
Little
oil.
oil.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Oh, how much?
Go for it. I'll tell you when to stop. We're gonna need a little bit more because we have a lot of veggies to add to this. That's
going?
perfect.
Okay.
That's about 4 ounces, and like I said, it's an olive oil, avocado oil blend.
Nice.
So it's healthy, and you're able to saute at high heat with it.
Perfect.
Okay, garlic. Now, zucchini noodles. I bought these already prepared.
That's
So-
great. You see them all the time in grocery stores now, which is so convenient.
So I picked general surgery. There's a lot of variety. You treat a lot of different disease processes. You never know what you're gonna get on a given day. And so that keeps things interesting and exciting, and it becomes a joy. I would describe St. Luke's as a complex network that is dedicated to quality care.
Mushrooms, I'll start to take, so because they spin like this, I'll actually start and hit them flat so I can chop faster.
You have
And
great
these are-
knife skills.
These are comini mushrooms. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. It's the idea where you want to like look at somebody and not be able to still chop and chop
The
evenly.
cool thing is if you cut yourself, we have a surgeon who can
Yeah,
stitch you right
it works
up.
out well. I just sewed my couch together and I didn't do that well, so maybe I can get some, my girlfriend makes fun of me.
Okay, we'll give you some pointers.
Yes, please, it's pretty bad. All right, so the zucchini noodles have started. They're fragrant, they're starting to saute, and we're gonna start adding our veggies by cooking times. So I wanna do the mushrooms next.
Okay.
Now, if I was gonna keep the Brussels sprouts thicker instead of shredding them, I would put those in next, but now I'm gonna shred these kind of fine.
Okay.
So I'll cut them in half to make them safer to cut, and I'm just gonna take them
I'll take this one.
real fine and shred them.
Now, if someone doesn't have quite as good knife skills as you do, could you do this on like a mandolin? And make it a
Absolutely,
little
you
easier?
can actually just take a Brussels sprout and just quarter it, and throw them in like that. They're just
Nice.
gonna take a little bit longer to cook.
Okay.
All right, so Brussels sprouts are going in next.
I love that Brussels sprouts are kind of back in season now. They're one of my favorite vegetables.
Back in season, coming off the stalk, very versatile, have picked up in popularity a lot.
Big time. Big time.
So we'll keep that going, and then we will go over to our steak.
Okay.
So a little bit of oil in the pan, please.
You got it. You're very good at delegating.
Thank you very much.
Some chefs have to do everything themselves.
17 years later,
Yeah.
I guess you become a little bit better.
Right.
So we have to watch just because the yogurt will actually start to burn a little bit.
Okay.
But we're going to be very careful. I don't think it's going to get
So you
that
don't
hot.
rinse that off, pat that
I'm
off
not
at
going to
all.
rinse this. I'm not going to rinse this off at all. I'm going to keep it on there. It's going
Okay.
to form a little bit of a crust. If it
Nice.
gets too dark, I'm going to
Okay.
be very upset, and we're going to have to hopefully do some editing. But hopefully it won't work out like that. So anything you put into a saute pan, you always want to lay away from you. 'Cause if you were to lay it back towards you and it splashes up, it will
Right.
burn you.
Right.
It's happened many a times.
Yeah.
So we'll take that, lay it away from us, and the
Nice.
pan was nice and hot. It did have a nice sound to it. And then we're gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper over the steak. So we'll let that go and sizzle, and we're gonna keep stirring our veggies over here. Looks great.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add our carrots. The reason I picked carrots because they add a lot of color to it. And we
Oh,
kind of
sure.
want to diversify all of our vegetables inside there.
This steak smells incredible. Once those spices hit that hot oil, oh my god.
And I don't want to brush too much of it off, especially because it
Yeah.
hasn't sat in there very long.
Okay.
So the yogurt will form a little bit of a crust, and it should be pretty nice. And by the time we get it medium rare where we want it, it shouldn't burn.
Perfect.
Yep, ideally. So
I got my eyes on it.
thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, some people like to keep salt and pepper separate. I don't. I like to grind pepper pretty much fine, although there is some big kernels inside of it, but I'll toast my peppercorns first.
Nice.
Then I'll actually grind them and mix them with salt. This helps the pepper not to clump.
So how do you keep it from being too salty if you add them together? You just have the magic touch.
I have maybe. I have no other answer for that.
Yeah.
If you wanted more pepper, you'd have to add more pepper by itself. And you could diversify your peppers as well. Would you just
wanna
take
flip?
the tongs and just look at it? See what she looks like. 30 more seconds, please.
Okay.
So ideally, we're looking for that to be medium rare. And we don't want to overcook it because it's going to be lean the way that it is. So the worst thing we can do is overcook that steak and have it be dry.
Gotcha.
We're going to add our chickpeas inside there, drained and rinsed.
Nice source of fiber and protein.
Yep. And then we're gonna add some bok choy.
I love fiber.
Yeah, I bet you do. I love it too. Everybody should. We had a gastroenterologist in here earlier. He spoke a lot about fiber.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fiber does a lot of magical things for you.
Sure does.
And probably as Americans, we don't get as much as we should.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take.
You know?
Yeah,
turn
taking
it
another
over?
peek here.
Yes, that's
Good.
perfect. Oh, that's awesome. That was great.
I love that you're using bok choy in this. I feel like it's so underutilized outside of Asian cuisine.
Well, it is one of the greens that are zone friendly.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
bok choy just has that great
It's got
bite
that
to
crunch. Yeah, it's such a good green, and
it.
it's
You're right,
a mild
it is very
flavor.
underutilized. Baby bok choy could be grilled very simply.
Yeah.
So while you're finishing that and you're doing the steak, we're going to put that on for one more minute, and we're going to bring it off and put it in the cutting board to rest. When
Okay.
it's resting, I'll go over the importance of that. So I'm going to get ready our garnishes for our stir fry.
Okay.
Being part of the St. Luke's network is excellent. There are such a variety of specialties. There's a lot of collaboration. We work really well together. So that collaboration is essential.
My name is Jim Hamill, and I'm the Director of Public Relations for the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau. I'm in charge of spreading the message of all that's happening in the Poconos. We have turned into a large destination for people throughout the major metros, from New York to Philly to Baltimore to DC, to come and recreate, to come and relax and spend time at family resorts and really get a sense of space in the Pocono Mountains. 2,400 square miles of nature.
It's called ship and knot. So we're going to take all the leaves together and kind of roll them up. We're going to try to get nice little slices with it.
Beautiful.
Nice little strands. But see, I'm good in this way, but I can't do what you do. I can't do it.
He has quick hands. You just
Yeah.
need to have very
haven't
steady
tried it.
hands. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to either. I never say never.
How are we doing on the steak? You want to
so
stay in there?
I'm going to actually get a little grab. And that's on the rare,
Okay, so keep
almost
it
medium
going.
rare.
Do you want
20
to
more
turn the
seconds, bring it out.
turn the flame down
Nope,
a little?
keep it right where it's
okay.
at. So I'm going to chop up some cilantro. Again, I'm not going to mince it. I'm just going to rough chop it.
And
then we're gonna-
you kept the stems.
We're gonna,
Oh yeah.
Right at the end, we're going to take a little bit of this. This is Beyond Meat. This is a meat alternative. Please take it off and put it in the
You got
cutting
it.
board and turn the pan on. Thank you very much. It's a meat alternative that I seasoned like sausage. It has sugar, salt, white pepper, granulated onion, granulated garlic, and paprika inside of it, along with some fennel pollen.
Okay.
So
Wow.
we're going to pop that
So
inside
you
there.
added all that seasoning yourself.
Add all the seasoning inside of it, but we're going to add that for an extra amount of
Oh,
protein.
it smells really good.
And we're going to chop up some scallions really small for
Do you
garnish
cook
as well.
with these meat substitutes a lot? You're seeing them so much more on the market these
we
days.
We do. We actually have the Beyond Burger on our menu
Nice.
in our tap room in our restaurant.
Is it popular?
And it's very popular.
Yeah.
Plus, it has a good prep that goes with it, so that's awesome. And then we also use the crumbled Beyond Meat inside of one of our orchietti dishes. So just to mention, Skytop is a great place to go to for Thanksgiving. It's
Really?
also a good place to go during the holidays because we have a gingerbread house
Very
that we
cool.
build on site.
Like a big, like real life size?
Big, real life,
What?
full-size gingerbread house. You could actually walk inside. Last year we set up a store inside of it.
Really? And it's all edible.
And you know what? Our pastry chef Krista would love if you came by and took a slice of it. She'd love it.
Really?
So
Count me in.
we are going to turn that off, and
Okay.
we are going to start presentation.
Perfect.
For the steak,
Let me grab you your plate. Okay.
why it's important to let the meat rest, because when you start cooking the steak, you're having all these juices kind of like roll out of it. Everything's coming at once and rush to the outside.
Yeah.
So if you were to take it off and slice it open right away, all that flavor is going to run right out. So right now we're letting it go rest right back inside.
It's a
Same
really
thing-
important
Same
set.
thing works with steak. Same thing works with a whole chicken or a turkey. Let it rest. Let it sit. Let it do its thing and get back together, and you'll have a much better product.
Nice.
So we are going to put the arugula inside the dressing, and we're going to just give it a little toss. Any extra dressing we could just drip off. So we're going to take this strip and slice it. How did I do? Medium rare? That's
That
perfect.
looks pretty good to me.
And then we'll put that on top.
Nice.
And then to add a little bit of color and some extra goodness, we're doing avocado.
Gotta love some
So
avocado.
I take an
in there.
avocado and I slice it in half like that, and then I'll twist. Just take a spoon, slide it in, bring it all the way around.
Nice.
Try to cut it nice as well. It's all about the show today.
Oh yeah, always is.
And then we have some tomatoes that we grew in our garden.
That's awesome.
And we could take those.
Wow.
So right there
This looks
is
amazing.
our yogurt marinated grass-fed steak with some
great.
citrus vinaigrette, some avocado, and tomato. So we'll take our stir fry. Veggies look good.
They look great. So much goodness in there. We've
So
got
much goodness. And that's probably enough
bok choy and
for
mushrooms.
1 or 2 more people.
Sure.
And then the garnish is where it's really important at. So we'll take some scallions. That's going to
All of
help
that
add
freshness.
some flavor. Lots of cilantro,
Yeah.
basil, almonds for more protein,
Mm.
and then some pea tendrils right on top.
Look at that. This is beautiful. Wow. So much going on in here. Really amazing flavor.
Don't be shy on the scallions.
Seriously.
Scallions make it pop.
As good as that is, I'm dying to taste this steak. So I'm going to
We're
move
gonna add
that
a little bit
in.
of extra goat cheese to the salad.
Ooh, nice.
And then if you want to cut us a piece of steak, that'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Just don't be shy. Just get right up in there.
Okay.
It's at my house. You have to dive in or you don't get any.
Oh, I want that piece.
Oh, wow. That marinade is so good.
That's very good. I love goat cheese.
Yum. What a flavorful, 2 flavorful and healthy dishes. These are amazing. I definitely want to come over to your many restaurants and try these out for myself.
Please, definitely. We have an awesome staff and we'll be more than happy to take care of you.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
on
so
the show
much.
today, both of
Thank
you. I had
you.
such a fun time.
Being in the chef's kitchen is a whole new experience. It takes you out of your professional kitchen. It puts you in an environment where you have to perform and slow down and kind of explain all techniques. It was a great opportunity and I really enjoyed being here.